So up and all the way back down again for XRP over the last 48 hours. But what on earth is happening, and what is the breaking news that I think anyone who is holding really any altcoin or crypto should be at least aware of? Because I'm very excited about this personally. But of course, we don't know for sure what will happen. And just before we go further, I want to remind you that this video is based solely on my opinion and what I'm personally doing in this market. I want to also let you know that some of the links below are affiliate links, meaning I may earn a commission, but this will be at no extra cost to you. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy sitting in his room. So for more information on this, head down to the description and let's jump into it. So if we drop this down into the 4-hour chart, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All the way up and then all the way back down to where we started. So I have a few different ideas as to why that this is happening. And I think a lot of this was due to the news that we spoke about yesterday. So please check the news of XRP yesterday. Some relatively bullish news there. And then I think the push to the downside was a lot of profit taking as the price moved up. So we need more intense news to push XRP higher. But also I think it's the macro environment. So we'll couple it with profit taking up here and then the macro environment. So yesterday we did have a little tipple here on the NASDAQ, for example, a little bit of a pullback. And of course we have Bitcoin down again in the last 24 hours. Where is my chart? Here it is. And I know that a lot of you guys who hold XRP and other altcoins don't want to think that Bitcoin dictates what's happening. But in my opinion, that's exactly what is going on. And as Bitcoin is down, it's going to drag the rest of the market with it. All right. So on the day, all altcoins are down. So that explains, to me at least, why XRP is down again after having that push to the upside. Now, if we look at Bitcoin, if I'm bullish, right, which I am relatively bullish, we could argue there's somewhat of a bull flag forming here. But if this is a bull flag, it's not cause for that much celebration, because we could come as low as about the mid-90s, retesting this moving average here before another push to the upside. So that is something that I'm personally paying attention to myself now. That may or may not happen, but I am got a keen eye in case that does happen. My trades here, I've already closed some of my Bitcoin trade, as you guys know, and I've closed a little bit of all of my altcoin trades to protect myself if this happens. When XRP moved up, I closed some profit. When Solana, Ethereum, Sui moved up, I closed some profit. And guys, we still over on BYDFI have our unrealized profit of 760 XRP. I'm hoping to keep this trade open and to keep printing XRP for myself. Now, of course, that might not happen and I may lose all of this. That's something and a risk that I'm willing to take. But guys, BYDFI, their bonus event right now only has 12 hours left. So if you want to trade and get up to 4,600 XRP into your BYDFI account, the affiliate links are down there in the description. And to sign up to BYDFI, you only need your email address, but you do need to read the terms of service and terms of conditions that you guys can find using the links in the description. So with the move of XRP right now going down, am I worried? Am I panicking? What am I doing? The answer is no. I think this pullback and sideways action is due to what's happening with Bitcoin and due to the liquidity not yet coming into the market. But when might we see some liquidity head into the market? Well, we have something interesting to look at. The M2 money supply in the US. Right now, it's at a record 21.94 trillion. This is the 19th consecutive monthly increase. It's surpassed the previous all-time high of 21.86 trillion, posted in March 2022. Furthermore, inflation-adjusted M2 money supply rose 2.1% year over year last month, the largest increase since early 2022. Since 2020, the US M2 money supply has nearly risen by 7 trillion or 45%, guys. The US dollar purchasing power is in an eternal bear market, according to the Kablosi letter right here on Twitter. If you want to read more, go and check them out on Twitter. But as we know, there is speculation that Bitcoin is mirroring what the global M2 money supply by 60 to 90 days. So we're seeing right now, there was a pullback on the M2 money supply, and there was a pullback on Bitcoin. We're heading up, and the M2 money supply ebbs and flows on the way up with its volatility, just like we're seeing with Bitcoin. So that tied with the fact that the Nasdaq also had a pullback is the reason why I think we're seeing a little bit of a struggle today in the market. That's my thesis. I could be completely wrong. You need to do your own research, but we see across the board altcoins are not holding up very well as we speak. But because I bought in turmoil a few weeks ago, we're now sitting still in profit with our profits to the side, a part of them, right? So what I can do right now with these trades is wait patiently. So if we do look at XRP on the technical level, right, which technicals are not an exact science. This is just people guessing with educated guesses to see what might happen next. And we have our flag, right, our bull flag that may be forming. And if we had this push to the upside, we got rejected to the cent of our resistance, which is kind of crazy to see. When you see it happen like this, you're like, wow, to the cent. That line was already there for months, right? And we got rejected to the cent. Now we're coming down to potentially retest the moving averages and this resistance. So on a breakout, if we get a bounce from here, it could actually be bullish on the way out. But could being the operative word there, we don't know. If the bull flag maintains, but we don't manage to bounce off this resistance, we could come down to the high $1. So the $1.90s, the $1.80s. That is everything that I would be expecting. So either this on the bullish side, breakout, retest, head to the upside. We may be in the retest now, or a push to the downside to retest the lower region of this potential bull flag. So that's what I'm watching for. How do I keep myself safe? I take profits, I use stop losses, and I never trade with emotion or money that I can't afford to lose. Now, on top of the M2 money supply, we have probably one of the most bullish things I've seen in this bull run so far, and that is the SEC acknowledging Grayscale's bid to convert digital large cap fund. This now includes XRP along with Solana and ADA and Bitcoin and Ethereum. And why am I so bullish on this? Because I myself am an ETF investor in the stock market. I don't really pick stocks apart from Bitcoin miners and that Yield Max fund. Everything else is an ETF. I find it easy. I park my money there. I get average annualized returns of 8 to 12%. Happy days. But there are a lot of people who sit in my camp who don't want to dabble in crypto because it's too risky, it's too stressful, there's too much emotion, and it's too new. But with something like a basket of funds for crypto that people may potentially couple with their ETF strategy, I think that could open the floodgates to more capital to enter the market. And remember, if they're buying a spot ETF that has XRP, Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, that money will inevitably be flowing into the crypto market, creating euphoria, creating that liquidity. And that liquidity may then flow into our other altcoins and help boost the entire market. Now, this is pure speculation. I don't know what will happen, but this is one of the reasons why I am maintaining my bullish stance on the market and keeping my trades open. If you guys want to trade, whether it's long or short or whatever your strategy says, BYDFI works really well for me personally. It may or may not work for you, but right now they have an opportunity to get up to 4,600 XRP if you follow my affiliate link in the description. With 12 hours left of this opportunity, you may just want to check it out, but please read the terms of service, understand what you're getting involved in. But one of my favorite things about BYDFI is I can trade and sign up just using my email address. So if that interests you, links in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.